Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to do part 1 to a very special project that I have never ever tried to do on my channel before. As you can clearly see on the screen, you can clearly see Pokemon Sword and Shield. Correct. I realize that. I've done way more parts of Sword and Shield than you really think I have. But here's the thing. This project is actually going to be different. Excuse me. Because for the very first time in my entire Pokemon career, I am going to finally be doing my very own Pokemon Sword and Shield Nuzlocke for the very first time. Like I said, I've played Pokemon for 8 to 9 years, and I've never ever tried to do a Nuzlocke. But for the very simple reason that I don't like seeing Pokemon I care about go down. You guys know my love for my Pokemon, and I just don't want to see them get hurt or killed in that fact. And unfortunately, that's the problem with a Nuzlocke. Because in a Nuzlocke, if your Pokemon faint, they go down. By the way, guys, for the first episode, here's what we're gonna do. In the first episode, we're mainly gonna be worrying about getting our starter and worrying about, well, explain the rules, because there actually is some rules. Most of the way this Nuzlocke is gonna work. Most of this Nuzlocke is the exact same thing from what you would see in somebody else's Nuzlocke. It follows almost the exact same rules, except there is a few different things. There actually is 2 very special rules that I actually want to explain in more detail. I made an update post about it, but I actually want to explain it in words if physically possible. So, that's what I'll be doing as we're moving through the game at this point. So, yeah, I'm just letting the intro play again. By the way, guys, I did not delete the game. I did not delete my original profile. This is the second profile I had on here. Welcome to the Pokemon Shield Nuzlocke. My very first Nuzlocke in any Pokemon game ever. I'll be explaining a lot more of the rules, guys, but since I've read the dialogue so much, there's not really much I have to worry about. While we're going through this, I'm going to explain more whenever I actually get to pick our starter and all that stuff. I'll actually explain more of the rules and all that stuff, but if you've ever watched anybody's Nuzlocke before, you basically do know what the rules of a Nuzlocke actually are. So, yeah, I mean, for one, you can only catch the first Pokemon you see on a route. Anything else that pops up after that, you can't actually catch. You have to nickname all your Pokemon so you can get a stronger bond with them. And if your Pokemon faints, they're considered dead and no longer reusable. I did say I'd actually put a challenge wheel on here, but since it's my first Nuzlocke, I actually do want to make it pretty much of a challenge. I would not be shocked. Don't be shocked if you also see a second redemption attempt of a flipping Nuzlocke in this game, just so I can actually have a chance to use a challenge wheel on it. I wouldn't, knowing me, guys, that would not be a surprise, to be honest with you. So, yeah. I mean, if you've ever watched a Nuzlocke before, you know exactly what the rules of it are. Like I said, this is just a second profile I had on here. I did not get rid of any of my Pokemon babies in my original game. I still have my little sweethearts. So, yeah. Hopefully we can make some new friends in this adventure. I actually do got... Oh, I actually forgot about this. I'm just trying to real quick go through this. The main thing I'm trying to do real quick, guys, is just trying to get... Dang it. I was doing so good explaining and I forgot what I was trying to say. Well, here's the thing, guys. Like I said a while ago, there's 2 special rules when it comes to the Nuzlocke that I am doing. And I'll be explaining those Nuzlocke these rules a little bit later on before I pick my starter. Actually, I'll do it while we're sitting there waiting. That's what I'll end up doing. I'm going to turn the game volume down some more so I can actually continue explaining. This is 2 rules that you would... Well, no, let me explain more of the rules for the regular Nuzlocke. Obviously, you have the... If you're pulling fangs, they are never allowed to be used anymore, or considered dead. You have... you have to catch the Pokemon you want... You have to catch the first Pokemon you see on a route, and you have to nickname your Pokemon so you can have a stronger bond with them. When it comes to me catching Pokemon, guys, here's what we're going to do. Instead of doing the first thing that appears on a route, I'm actually going to go away from the route. I'm going to go, like, where I can't see any Pokemon. And then, I'm going to shut my eyes. I really am going to shut my eyes, guys, so it's a really big surprise. I'm going to shut my eyes and run to the grass. Whatever I run into, that's my encounter. Most people wait until they actually get, wait till I think Leon gives them Pokeballs, but the very second, for my Nuzlocke, the very second that we get Pokeballs, that's when my Nuzlocke starts. It doesn't matter if I get 5 Pokeballs or what it is. If anything, there's just letting you know that. So, if I open my bag as soon as this cutscene's over with and I have Pokeballs, the Nuzlocke has already begun. The only exception might be I might let some... Well, actually, I was about to say I might let something slide if we actually lose the first battle with Hop. But honestly, I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. I don't want the Nuzlocke to end a split second after I start it. What I may do is I may actually do that, but may still count the deaths. But I will get like a free revive for the first battle, since we would never get to start the Nuzlocke if that was the case, you know? So, yeah. I did also look up the level caps for this, guys, and the thing about it is, when it comes to level caps, the levels are pretty low in the very beginning, and for the very first route, or no, for the first and second route, the only level I can get my Pokemon to is level 8. I'll have to make an exception if they get a little bit higher than that, but they shouldn't because there's no Pokemon camp yet. So I can't actually do that right now. So, yeah. And there's also other special rules in effect. I don't remember where I'm supposed to go already. This is what happened. I was supposed to go in here. Here's the thing, guys. Obviously, there's other rules in here. For example, Dupe's Claws. What Dupe's Claws means is that if I run into the same Pokemon twice on a route, I can get a re-encounter and try to get a different Pokemon. So, for example, if on Route 1 I found, let's say, Wooloo, and on Route 2 I happen to somehow find Wooloo again. If I did that, it counts as dupes and I can re-encounter. There's also other special things, like Shiny Claws. I'm going to allow that. If I find a shiny Pokemon, whether it's the same species of another Pokemon that I have, I still get to catch it. So if I get, let's say, that Wooloo again, but then later on find another Wooloo that is shiny, well, I can capture it whether I have that species or not. But like, here's the thing, guys, with the level caps. If my Pokemon go above the level that if my Pokemon go above when we actually start doing it, the gym leaders in the game, when they start going above that number, they cannot be used anywhere until I beat the gym, because they're too high leveled and could easily knock out Milo. Unlike a regular Pokemon game, guys, I'm not allowed to overtrain my Pokemon. And that's actually one of the biggest rules that I need to explain here. I need to stop doing. I need to let this play. I need to start pressing the A button. That's actually some of the special rules I actually need to mention, guys. I actually created 2 special rules for my particular Nuzlocke that will go, I think, for pretty much, well, if I ever do another Point Sword and Shield Nuzlocke, these rules will follow along, okay? The first rule being this. Here's, dadgummit, like I was saying and I completely forget what the rule was. No, the first rule is called an affection clause. A lot of people don't allow you to use affection, or don't want to use affection because it makes the game way too easy and in turn makes the Nuzlocke a lot easier. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. for my Nuzlocke, I'm going to allow myself to give my Pokemon affection and do Pokemon Camp. However, if my Pokemon go above the level cap, which right now is only 8, I can't use them. So, yeah. Once I get to Route 3, the level cap will go up. It'll go up to level 15 to 20, around that. Because I think the highest level Pokemon... Actually, no. The level cap, once I get to Route 3, will be level 14. So, yeah. Oh, I may end up having to... Well, I say that, but I honestly may have to make it go a little bit higher than that. I don't know. The hard part about this Nuzlocke is just figuring out what the best way to handle things is. Because the level caps are the hardest thing to figure out. Let me finish up the rules real quick, guys. I'm never going to get done explaining this. Affection Clause means I can give my Pokemon affection. However, if they go above the level cap, which right now is level 8, and will later on probably be around level 15, I can't use that Pokemon at all. So, I have to be careful with the level cap, and I have to hope that everything works. I know that rule may seem stupid, guys, but remember, if I can't give my Pokemon affection, it's going to bother me forever. And, I mean, granted, it also means I'm probably going to be forced to take care of something I flipping loathe or flipping hate to death, but you never know. Maybe the Nuzlocke will be nice to me and I can actually get a Pokemon I care about. Like, maybe an Axew. I flipping highly doubt, and if I do, it'll be very late for I can get Axew. And on top of that, it's going to be hard to train them up. Like I said, the level cap makes it difficult. I can't overtrain, so I got to be very careful. The most I might be able to overtrain a smidge, but if that's the case, it's only by like 2 to 3 levels, maybe. I might allow 2 to 3 levels, unless I'm in something special like a gym battle. In that case, I won't be allowing it. So, why did Charizard not make a sound? I guess the sound was off. That's okay. But there's also a secondary rule that nobody else ever tries to implement. And I actually came up with a pretty special name for that. And I call it the Wild Area Sacrifice Rule. It sounds weird, guys, but here's the thing. A lot of people don't allow you to use, or try to catch. Well, the wild area is kind of hard to figure out for most people because of how much Pokemon you can catch there and how many areas there are into the wild area. I mean, there's more wild areas than there are routes in the entire game. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me tell you about the Wild Area Sacrifice first. Here's the thing. When I go into the wild area to catch Pokemon, I can, instead of trying to get a Pokemon from the actual grass or water or anything in that area, instead of trying to get Pokemon from the grass or anywhere in the area, if there's a Dynamax Den and it's glowing, or if I have a wishing piece, I can make it to where I can sacrifice my encounter to get a Dynamax Pokemon. However, I cannot, let me stress this because I do this a lot, I cannot change the clock to get the Pokemon I want. So if I go for the Wild Area Sacrifice, I have to make sure that I have to be aware of what Pokemon could be coming out. If I get a Pokemon, I'm like, I want to change this. I'm not allowed to. So yeah, it may sound a little bit harsh, guys, but there's a double-edged sword when it comes to anything there. Because in that case, you can actually get the Pokemon you want. I mean, you can get some good Pokemon out of the wild area Dynamax Dens, but I have to get very flippin' lucky. So, yeah. When it comes to the starter, guys, I actually need to explain this. I was originally going to pick Grookey as my starter since he's a Pokemon I've never used. But some of the people that were actually voting, I haven't gotten another vote yet. And like I said, I would never get to do a Nuzlocke if I didn't get more than like 1 vote sometimes. But what I will say is the person that did vote wanted me to use Score Bunny again. Although I was planning on using Grookey, but I guess Score Bunny will be my Pokemon for this Nuzlocke. And yes, the starter does count as a Pokemon. So, we're good to go there. I'm going to get Score Bunny, and that will be my starter partner for this Nuzlocke. I don't like Rob. The only thing about it is, though, I do not, and I repeat this, I do not like Raboot. To me, it's just flippin' creepy. I don't like it. So, but, y'all want me to pick him. So, guys, the one y'all want me to go with, Score Bunny. You got it. Score Bunny's my Pokemon for this. I do have to nickname him if I can. So, yep. We're going to go ahead and get ready to do that. We have to give him a name. I may go with the cliche names, guys, but I'm trying to make sure everything's going to work out. I want to make sure I come up with a name for all this point. Like I said, I'm not good at it. Plus, maybe if we get looking to randomly find a Charmander, maybe, well, granted. Who could believe knows? That's right, guys. Welcome my first partner in the Nuzlocke, Blaze. Welcome him to the team, because he's my starter. Honestly, guys, I was going to go with Grookey originally. Like I said, I wanted to go with Grookey since I've never used him. But, y'all want Score Bunny, so I'm going with them. It's y'all's choice, not mine. Although, maybe for the... I should have done that for the first Nuzlocke. I should have actually let me choose, man. You know what? That way y'all will actually enjoy this Nuzlocke more. I'm going to go with the ones y'all want. And y'all want him, so I'm going to go with them. So, yep. That's really mainly it when it comes to the rules, guys. I'm sorry, Sob. Well, I would usually pick you, buddy. No offense. I really would. I'd have picked you if I got... If I didn't ever use... Man, I feel bad. See, I already feel bad that Nuzlocke hasn't even started yet for me. Man, oh man, man, man. But, I think other than that, guys, it's really all the rules you need to know about. All the rules are... the rules for a Nuzlocke... If you know the rules for a Nuzlocke, you'll know the exact rules for this. The only... Hold on. The only rules you need to keep note of is the two new ones I came up with for my own Nuzlocke. The Wild Area Sacrifice and the Affection Clause. And basically the level cap too. That means I can't get my opponent to fully fall in love with me right instantly. Which kinda sucks because I want them to. Actually, if I could get to Route 3... I can't go around the wild area and overtrain, guys. So, as long as my opponent don't go over the level of 14, we'll be okay. Actually, was it 14 or 18? I think it's 18, because I think when we fight Hop the second time, I think it's... Oh, great, I've already forgotten. Brain, screw you. No. Oh, my gosh. I'll worry about that in a little bit, okay? I'll figure it out a little bit later, okay? I think the level cap at Route 2 is going to be like level 18 or something. Either 10 or 18 or... Frick it. I don't mind. It doesn't matter. I hope me and Score Bunny or me and Blake can become fast friends and he don't end up dying during this Nuzlocke. Although I have a bad feeling I'm not going to get as attached to him as I would some other Pokemon. But you know what? Score Bunny, don't let that be offensive to you. I love you to pieces. It might just take a little bit for me to get used to you, buddy. Okay? So, with that said, guys, it's time for our first battle against Hop. I think I'm going to give myself a break and if I lose the first battle, it won't count as a death in the Nuzlocke. So, yeah. I may also have to give myself a level cap. Here's the thing. I may make it to where I'm only allowed to use a certain amount of items. I'm going to try not to use any items for the second one, but I'm going to try not to use any items at all, but we'll have to be careful. Alright. Guys, and with that said, here's the thing. I need to write it down up here on the screen, but I will try writing down, like, how many deaths we've actually got. I meant to write like something that actually has that. That way we can actually represent it. But for now, we'll see what happens. And guys, you know what it's time for? It's time to battle Hop in our first battle in my first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke. Let's go, Hop! Alright guys, here we go! The start, one of the biggest starts to my Pokemon Sword and Shield Nuzlocke. We are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Hop. Alright, woo-woo, eh? Alright, Blaze. Be careful, bud. I don't want you going down.
A Pokemon battle it is in. I got 2 partners with me.
You got it, Hop. Alright, Score Bunny. I forgot you don't have a fire move. That's okay. Whatever. That's okay. Just try to use Tackle, Blaze. I'm scared, actually. We'll see how much damage it does. I have an idea, guys. I'll tell you what. Since it's our first battle, I will allow myself to use at least one item. However, not more than one unless we are struggling. Because we won't be able to begin Nuzlocke if we don't beat the first battle. Actually, we can, but I don't want us to get our first. I'll figure it out. Like I say, guys, it's my first Nuzlocke. I'm just trying to figure out the best one. Just keep on using Tackle, Blaze. One more of those and you'll be good to go. Don't get a crit. Okay, good. Blaze is still alive. That's great. Whenever you can, Blaze, just keep on trying to use Tackle Attack, bud. There you go. Way to go, Blaze. That's a great first win for you. And that's a level 6. Oh, no. That worries me with your stat distribution. I am scared it's going to screw you over. You earned Ember, though, so that's a good sign, at least.
It's not over yet. I've had another trusty ally on my team.
Yeah, the one that's weak to me. That's okay. Blaze, you should be fine, buddy. Whenever you can, my buddy boy, just try to use Ember, sweetheart. Oh, almost a one-shot.
Did you already know about type advantages?
Yes, I did, Hop.
Score Bunny got a critical! A critical hit! What kind of beginner's luck is that?
Oh! Okay, you're fine, Score Bunny. You got this. Just use Ember one more time. I swear if I can miss. Okay, good. We got it. Good job, Blaze. Way to go, my buddy boy. We actually beat Hop in our first ever Pokemon battle. I'm scared to death of what I got. Look at the stat distribution. Oh, we're gonna end up losing this Pokemon. I can already see that. If he don't get his defense got +0. We're dead. We're so screwed. We are so screwed. I'm scared now. It's like we won. Good job, Score Bunny. I'm scared of a stat distribution right now. Yep, there you go, Hop. Well, we got this. Thank you for healing up my Pokemon. Yep. Alright, give us our endorsement, Leon, so we can actually... We're gonna lose our starter. I can already see that junk. We are gonna lose our starter really quickly. Because he's got +0 in defense from that last one. And +1 in nearly everything. Which is not good. We're screwed. We are really going to lose it. We're going to lose the Nuzlocke. I can already see it. Well, guys, there you go. There's episode 1 to my Pokemon Shield Nuzlocke. My very first Nuzlocke that I've ever done. In episode 2, we'll be heading over to Professor Magnolia and Sonia's place. And we'll just be moving on. I'll see you guys for part 2.